Do you know what you call a sad cup of coffee? A depresso. Isn't it disturbing when something slightly off center, as you can see now, this pad here? A bit better, right? Yeah. Hey there, I'm Andreas and welcome to another fresh, hot, steaming episode of your favorite YouTube series, Coffee and EDC. Continuing on where we left 2 weeks ago, today we're having a review of the Lochby Field Journal, which essentially is a notebook cover made by them and fits perfectly for their lineup of notebooks called Refills. This episode was made possible due to Mukama.com agreeing to send me this. However, I'm not paid to make this video, but the link for the product is down there in the description. As with all of the products in the lineup made by Lochby, this one is also made from the waxed canvas and thus sports this rugged, durable feeling and adventure-looking style. I've carried this with me for around 3 weeks now in the bag, used it almost daily, so in all honesty this isn't really a long-term review, but still I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. So essentially this is how it looks in the close position. So basically there's a handle here on the spine of it. The clip, which comes from the rear cover, wraps around the pen as well, keeping it there nice and secure. And on the very back side there's just a large pouch with a velcro tab in the middle, keeping it closed. From the front it opens up simply by just pulling upwards the clip, and it opens up just like this. First off, I'm carrying here my own personal notebook, which I'll explain later, and this is essentially what you're getting with the Lochby Field Journal. First off, when it's open like this, I'd like to point out that the handle on the spine of it basically allows you to grab a hold of the journal like this to keep it steady here, just one-handed, and then you're able to make notes with your other. Now in the open position you can clearly see where the pen is stored there with the elastic band. Also note that in the open position here the clip for it to keep it closed is like flapping around here like a dead fish. Kind of, if you can see it over there. So basically they added a small loop over here, so this way you can close it. Now it stays there firmly, so when you're moving it around or placing it like this flat on your desk, the buckle just stays there. Also nice. On the inside here's a mesh pouch that's around this zip over here, and it has a velcro tab in the middle to keep it closed. Following on is 3 smaller pouches, there, and there, with the 2 lower ones being slightly larger than a business card, and then the top one, it actually extends all the way down here to the bottom. Yeah, so basically as I'm storing all of my EDC gear in the Lochby Venture pouch, which by the way is featured in a previous episode linked in here in the corner up there. So yeah, I really didn't have that much use for all of these various pouches over here. Certainly it's good to have them there, but for me personally, during this short time I just didn't have anything to put there. The yellow fabric here on the inside also has the Lochby typical, or how to say Lochby classical honeycomb ripstop pattern. Barely visible. Again, I didn't see it on the product pictures, I didn't even look for it. And just noticed when I got the product and saw it with my own eyes. In the middle of the journal there's 4 rubber bands keeping your notebooks in place. 3 visible over here, and the 4th one going through the spine of the notebook, placed in here, plus 2 ribbon bookmarks. The rubber bands and the ribbons are easily also replaced if needed, or then removed altogether if you prefer so, as they are easily accessible here on the outside. Thickness wise, you can fit here 6 of the original Lochby refills or notebooks, which are 72 pages each. And also I'll show to you the thickness of the notebook I'm carrying here with me, like that. The notebook is made by Lochby and seems to be a high quality one. Has stitched binding in the middle and supposedly made so that if you just go over it like this, it'll stay flat open. I definitely would have needed notebooks like this during my studies. And past the notebook, on the very back you have a large pouch which basically covers the entire surface of the back cover. All in all, I think it's very stylish. It has this adventurous look to it, and there's nothing extra going on. It's as pure and simple as it can be, and functional. So now when I mentioned the facts about it, a few personal opinions. The major thing I love is, as I mentioned earlier, I daily drive the Venture pouch made by Lochby, and it feels like there's not a single overlap between these two products. They are totally different in purpose and in function, and thus they complement each other. And in all honesty, this is something I carry with me only in my backpack. A downside to this is that the covers, both front and back, aren't really super stiff, meaning that if you're having something that absolutely cannot be bent, then yeah, this one won't cover you for that. Now for me it doesn't matter if my notebooks are slightly bent, I don't care. Also, I'm not gonna complain about, but a thing worth noticing in my opinion is that although it's meant for writing a lot of stuff with you, you have the notebooks with you, it only has a loop for one pen. Although on the backside you can still utilize the large pouch for storing pens. As it's large enough and this is a typical sized pen, you can also store them either way here, as you want. As promised earlier, the only reason I use a separate notebook for my own productivity is that because I'm not going to show you the drawings, as I'm not a proper artist and my handwriting is terrible. But it's basically because I sketch here storyboards, I sketch here drawings for future cinematics and short films, and thus I prefer this aspect ratio of this notebook over here with the spine there in the middle, as it kind of resembles the widescreen aspect ratio you have on the computer screen or TV screen. But regardless of the manufacturer, it's still perfectly stored in the Lochby Field Journal. Hope you learned something, or at least found this video interesting. If you did, help out this channel by simply hitting the thumbs up button down there or liking this video, and subscribe if you haven't, just so you don't miss out on future episodes. Anyway, thanks for riding fences with me today, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!